Alright, so here is my Linux terminal, and in general if we need to list down the files and directory in my current location, we use ls command or lsltr, but I will be using the list command. List, and okay, it shows me the result. And in order to create the new file, we generally use the touch command or vi command, right? But I will be using the create command, create, and the name of my file, which is my file. And if I again check using the list command, so here is my file created. So you must be wondering how these commands are working, because these are not the standard Linux command. So yes, that's right, because I have created my own customized command, and you can also create your own customized command like this, which is easy to remember, easy to read and write using the Linux alias concepts. So let's understand what is Linux alias. So alias is a custom shortcut that represent a longer command or the series of command. And the syntax is really very simple. Alias, okay, that is also a command. And then the shortcut or the name you want to keep and the real command. Okay, so let's try this on the terminal. For example, simple L is not a command right now. Okay, command not found. If I want to just use L for list down the files and folder, I will use alias like this. L equal to, and you can provide any command in this. Like I will give, let's say, ls-lah, let's say, for the human readable format. Okay, and next time I will simply use L command to see all the commands. Okay, because we have used the A, so it is showing me the hidden files also, and also in the human readable format, so you can see the sizes also very properly. So creating your own customized command or the shortcut of the commands is really very easy. And if you want to check all the existing or already created alias in your shell, you can simply use alias, and -p means for print. Here you can see. So initially I have used the list command. So here's the alias for the list command, lsltr. And I have also created the create command, okay, which is pointing to the touch command. So these are the predefined or already created the alias. So one important point here, the scope of the alias we have created. So once you created the alias or the shortcut using this command, if I try to open a new terminal and log in, so I have opened a new terminal, which is a duplicate terminal. If I try to use my alias here, let's say L command, so it is saying command not found. If I used list command, it is saying command not found. And if I try on my current shell, which is this one, L, it is working. That means when we create the alias using a simple command line, its scope is within that shell. This is interactive shell. If you open the new terminal, it will not be working. Okay. Now, if you want to create these alias or shortcut permanently, you can use the bash rc file. Okay, simply use ls-la. Okay, and there is a file named .bash rc. Okay, so simply put your entry within this file to make it permanently for a specific user. Okay, so let's say you are logged in as a poly user, okay, and you want to create shortcut permanently. That means whenever you logged in into a new terminal or open a new terminal, it should be available for you. You can simply edit this bash rc file. Okay, let's do it. vi .bash rc. Okay, one more thing, this file is present in your home directory. So if I do pwd, so this is my home pol, so this is my home directory. Or you can simply use this tilde sign, which means the home directory, and this you can do it from any location. And within this .bash rc file, okay, edit it. I will edit this file, add my alias at the bottom or the end of the file. Simply use alias, okay, list equal to ls-lah, and you can create more alias like this. Okay, save this file. Okay, file has been saved. To apply this file immediately, I just need to use the source command, source tilde sign dot bash rc. That's it. And if I try now the list command, okay, it is working, but actually it was already working. Now I will open a new terminal and try. So I have opened this another terminal. If I try here list, so yes, it's working. So in this way we can create any alias or shortcut permanently for a specific user. And apart from this, if you want to create these shortcuts available for all the users, means globally, right? Maybe you are working as a system admin and you want to create some shortcut for which is applicable or eligible or available for all the users, you have to put your entries inside the etc profile file. So there is a file which is /etc and then profile. Okay, so this is the file. You need to edit and put your entries of alias in this file in order to make it available globally for all the users. However, to make the changes in this file, you must have the sudo access or the root access. Now let's talk about some use cases of the alias, which is customizing commands, shortening the lengthy commands, which we have already seen it, navigating the directories. Okay, so for this, let me show you an example. I have created a file deep inside a location, which is multi directory 1, 2, 3, and here is my file. Now suppose if I use this location or this file frequently, I need to type this whole location again and again. So what I can do, simply create an alias for this location. Let's say I can simply use alias, let's say directory 3 equal to cd and the absolute path. Okay, so that I can use it from any location, which is the home, three. Okay, that's it. Currently I'm inside my home directory. Okay, so after creating this alias, I can simply use dir3 command, and I am currently inside my dir3 location, and now I can easily access my file every time. Now let's also see some benefits of using alias, which is save time and efforts, increase the productivity, reduce risk of errors, improved readability, and so on. Although I will cover one use case in this part, which is reducing the risk of error, and you can also apply in your case as well. So in my location there are two files. So for example, I am using the rm command and by mistake I have provided the wrong file name. Let's say my file. This is the wrong file name, and if I hit enter, it just remove and delete my file. Okay, it didn't ask me any permission or it didn't give me any warning. However, there is an option of rm-i, and if I then provide the name of the file, which is like this, it will ask me for my permission before deleting this file. If I say no, then it will not remove my file. Okay, so what I can do, I can simply use alias rm equal to rm-i like this, and from now onward, whenever I use rm command simply and the name of the file, it will always ask me for my permission before deleting it. So in this way you can reduce the risk of errors also in many cases. Alright, so that's all about the alias.